It's time for St. Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up.
Hello and welcome to St. Lucia Magazine, your weekly news program bringing you the latest updates on key developments in healthcare, education, infrastructure, the environment, and the economy. I'm your host, Nivalo Geist. Here's a look at what's making headlines this week. Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre takes the helm as chairperson of the RSS Council of Ministers, and the Laborie Farmers Market opens.
It's time for St. Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up.
St. Lucia's Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre has officially assumed chairmanship of the Regional Security Systems Council of Ministers. He has pledged to strengthen regional collaboration in the fight against gun violence, improve disaster response capabilities, and promote peace amid rising security challenges across the Caribbean.
Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre has officially assumed the chairmanship of the Regional Security System, or RSS, marking a new chapter in regional security cooperation for the Eastern Caribbean. During the formal transition ceremony, Prime Minister Pierre delivered a compelling address highlighting the pressing crime challenges currently impacting the region. He emphasized his unwavering commitment to developing effective security policies through collaboration with regional and external experts.
We are seeing too many weapons in the wrong hands. If we want to make our streets safer, we must intensify our efforts to go after the sources with assistance from our foreign friends. It is well known that our region does not manufacture guns and ammunition, but our challenge is not limited to the streets and high-risk communities. It extends to the seas and skies, where drugs and arms trafficking continue to undermine public safety, governance, investor confidence, and most importantly, the well-being of our citizens. These illicit trades are not confined to one island or one people. They threaten all of us. Only through a unified regional security approach under the regional security system can we hope to disrupt these networks and reclaim control of our borders and communities.
The formal opening of the Laborie Farmers Market marks a new chapter of growth and opportunity for the southern community.
First envisioned in 2013, the opening of the Laborie Market marks a major milestone for the community, providing a modern facility where vendors and residents can conduct business, support local entrepreneurship, and contribute to the growth of the village's economy. The event not only marked the completion of a critical infrastructure project, but also highlighted the government's commitment to continued development in the region. Resident Ambassador of the Republic of China Taiwan, Her Excellency Nicole Y.C. Su, spoke to the strong ongoing partnership between the two countries, which helped drive the development of the project, as well as many other initiatives already underway in Laborie.
So I'm happy to report to you that in addition to the CDP project, we are also working to promote the local micro and small medium-sized enterprises, the MSMEs here in Laborie. Our Taiwan Technical Mission launched the Community Revitalization Project to collaborate and brainstorm with the local community's existing business here on how to utilize modern strategies to promote their businesses. One such example is our collaboration with the Papel Craft Center and our joint efforts to host the very first Laborie Music Festival last month, which attracted, I think, impressively quite a big crowd to attend the festival. And further to the CDP project and the Community Revitalization Project, we also worked very hard last year in Laborie here. Last year, we launched the ICT Center under our Digital Capacity Building Project. the aim of this particular center is to empower the community with easy access to information and communication technology. So I'm extremely happy. A lot of exciting things are happening here in beautiful Laborie. We've had this music festival last month, and we're here opening the market today, and that is not all. I'd like to make a little bit of a promotion, because next month, on the 2nd of May, on the Friday, we are planning with the Laborie Algier Constituency Council to bring to you the first ever farmers market here at this market.
Minister for Infrastructure, Ports, Transport, Physical Development and Urban Renewal, Honorable Stevenson King, extended sincere thanks to the teams involved in the market's completion.
This project was totally project managed by the Department of Physical Development and Urban Renewal. And I believe it is appropriate at this time to say a big thank you on behalf of the people of Laborie to the staff in the Department of Physical Development and Urban Renewal for the energy, the emphasis, and even after it was being implemented, they continued to develop and expand the concept which was originally planted by Mr. Augustine Poyle.
Chief Architect to the project, Barry Georges, shared insight into the design concept, noting that the market was built with sustainability and functionality in mind, while paying homage to Laborie's rich cultural heritage.
The design concept of the project takes into consideration the original name of Laborie, Quartier de Ile de Carré, after the lodgerhead sea turtle that was found within this area historically. It also takes into consideration the people, the music, the art, the culture, and the architecture which defines the urban space.
The architect further elaborated on the concept, offering a detailed explanation of the project's design elements.
The two extremes of the buildings are representative of what would you call the hulls of the catamaran, while the center of the building is the intersection of the shell of the lodgeback turtle, and the balcony or the patio to the front is a representation of the right wing of the turtle, while the balcony to the back represents the last third of the turtle going back to.
The long-awaited opening of the Laborie market was officially seen on Sunday, April 6th. The vibrant ceremony was held, which brought together government officials, dignitaries, and proud residents of the community. From the Government Information Service, I am Nivalo Geist.
The OECS Economic Affairs Council met from March 25th to 26th, with St. Lucia handing over chairmanship to St. Vincent. Talks focused on free movement, unique IDs, and harmonizing border systems. Her Excellency Ambassador Elma Jean Isaac tells us more.
The Regional Integration Unit of the Office of the Prime Minister of St. Lucia is pleased to share with you the outcomes of two major meetings of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, being the Authority of Heads of Government of the OECS and the Economic Affairs Council of the OECS. On the 19th of March, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States marked another milestone, that being the accession of St. Martin to associate membership of the organization. In this respect, St. Martin will participate not in the economic union of the OECS, but in enhanced functional cooperation. So we will be working together on areas such as education and health, cultural related matters, exchanges of our people, sports, and other matters that are of common concern to St. Martin and the member states of the Eastern Caribbean, and that fall within the competence of St. Martin as a non-independent country. On March 25th and 26th of 2025, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, convened the 4th meeting of the Economic Affairs Council, the EAC. Minister Wayne Girard of St. Lucia, who has served as chairman of that council for the past 2 years, handed over chairmanship to Minister Camilo Gonzalez of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Economic Affairs Council has now been reinvigorated and has been handed over to our successor chairman in the form of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The EAC dealt with several matters relating to the economic union. And in that regard, a critical area was the free movement of people. And in this work, we are seeking to deepen, to make maximum progress on free movement so that we are no longer looking solely at how people have got across the border of member states, but also to a range of practical matters, such as the portability of short-term security benefits, rights contingent to free movement. So what happens when I move and my family members also need to move? What happens to education? What happens to healthcare? We also looked at the matter of a unique identification so that we no longer need for OECS citizens to be using several forms of identification to transact business and to travel, but a single identifier that they can use, a single form of identification that they can use as they move. Another critical area relates to the free movement and free circulation of goods within the OECS. Now, according to the revised Treaty of Bastille, goods are considered to be in free circulation so long as they satisfy the formalities at the border of one of the member states. But clearly, the details have to be worked out. And so member states are at the point where we're dealing with harmonizing border taxes, harmonizing the border management system, as well as ensuring that we have in place critical legislation for the free movement and free circulation of goods throughout the OECS Economic Union area. Ministers also discussed the question of competition policy, and competition policy is the area within which member states consider the behavior of companies and such entities within the economic union. What kind of conduct do we need to prohibit? How do we support the functioning of those companies, the operation of companies within the economic union area, and ensure that there is no anti-competitive business conduct? How do we deal with mergers? How do we deal with acquisition of companies? So these are some of the areas on which ministers deliberated in respect of competition policy. Another significant area for discussion among ministers was the measuring of our implementation of regional integration. So we know that member states are acting. There's a lot of activity, a lot of work being done. But the question is, are we measuring? How sure are we that we are achieving the objectives of the revised Treaty of Bastille? And how sure are we that in fact countries are implementing the obligations that they undertake within the revised Treaty of Bastille and to follow decisions of the heads of government? So now we have, it's still at its very primary stages and is being tested, but we do have an implementation index that we can use to start measurement and which will be refined over time.
This is St. Lucia Magazine. Next up, we'll dive into the exciting developments surrounding St. Lucia's geothermal energy future. Stay tuned to learn how you can make a difference in this clean energy initiative.
Hi, I'm Brenda Duncan, Managing Partner for BDO Eastern Caribbean Chartered Accountants. Our team uses the IRD portal at least twice per month for submission of PAYE and VAT returns and payments. We also file annual tax returns and make quarterly corporate tax installments for our clients. It's very useful. At first, it might seem a bit intimidating, but it's actually very user-friendly and easy to use. The best part for me is not having to fill out hard copy documents, prepare checks, and get IRD to stamp forms. All your evidence of payment and filings are right there online for easy reference. For both my local and international clients, it's a huge plus for me as we can email electronic filings with ease. I would recommend using the IRD portal to any business. It's a safe and secure place to store all your tax activities in the digital format.
The public is encouraged to review and provide feedback on the Environmental and Social Impact Assessment (ESIA) for St. Lucia's geothermal project by April 30th. Authorities emphasize the importance of public input in shaping a responsible and sustainable clean energy future. More in this report.
The Environmental and Social Impact Assessment (ESIA) draft reports on the island's geothermal exploration drilling project have just been completed, and the public is invited to provide comments by Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. The geothermal project, officially known as the Renewable Energy Sector Development Project (RESDP), is being undertaken to inform the government of St. Lucia on the viability of its geothermal resource and to strengthen the enabling environment to scale up clean energy investments with the private sector. Geothermal exploration is being conducted in the communities of Font Saint-Jacques, Belplaine, and Saltibus, and the RESDP seeks to create a holistic and environmentally sustainable plan for the implementation of the exploration drilling activities. Kenal Donza, project manager for the RESDP, spoke to the purpose of the ESIA.
The ESIA, Environmental and Social Impact Assessment, looks at how the project is going to affect its surroundings, both the environment and the people who live in the area surrounding the project. So we're looking at how the project can negatively impact those elements.
Furthermore, the method by which the risks and impacts identified in the ESIA are to be controlled, minimized, or eliminated is outlined in a supporting document called the Environmental and Social Management Plan, ESMP. Aldonza continued by explaining the importance of these documents to the future of the project.
This is the plan that determines how we're going to manage any risks that we find that the project poses to the environment and the people living in the project areas. So before we can go to tender for the civil works and for the drilling, we need to complete the ESIA, because we need to include the elements of the Environmental and Social Management Plan in the tender documents and in the contracts, so that the contractors are obligated to do what is required to protect the environment and protect the people around the project areas.
The ESIA reports comprise 5 documents: an ESIA report for Font Saint-Jacques and Saltibus, and a separate report for Belplaine, as it falls within the Green Buffer Zone of the Pito Management Area (PMA), 2 accompanying ESMPs, and an Abbreviated Resettlement Action Plan (ARAP).
So you can find the documents on the RESDP website. It's sluresdp.com. You can also find the documents. We will get them placed on the Government of St. Lucia website. We are locating hard copies of the documents in certain microcenters like libraries and other public facilities in the communities. But you can get more information by going to our website.
These documents, along with the comment forms, are now available for public review. The reports are also available at libraries in Castries, Gros-Islet, Laborie, and the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, the Gros-Islet and Vieux-Fort Innovation and Career Development Centers, Soufrière PMA Office, Font Saint-Jacques Development Center, and the Energy and Public Utilities Division of the Ministry of Infrastructure. The public is therefore encouraged to access the documents and let their voices be heard on this important project in our nation's development.
Stay tuned as we explore how public service training helps to improve customer service at the Civil Status Registry. We'll be right back.
The government of St. Lucia has unveiled groundbreaking policies to ensure every citizen has access to quality education, regardless of background. Now we've taken it a step further. The One University Graduate per Household initiative is an innovative step with Monroe College, which aims to transform lives and uplift communities across St. Lucia. Any household which has never had a university graduate has an opportunity to send one deserving family member on a life-changing educational journey. That's not all. Government is expanding opportunities by partnering with prestigious institutions in Cuba, Taiwan, Morocco, Hungary, and more. These collaborations offer even more avenues for success, enriching your educational experience like never before. Imagine the possibilities, whether it's studying medicine, engineering, or business. The choice is yours. So join us in celebrating a new era of educational empowerment in St. Lucia. Seize this moment to turn your aspirations into reality. Contact the Ministry of Education's Human Resource Development Unit today.
Staff at the Civil Status Registry recently received specialized customer service training aimed at enhancing communication, addressing public concerns, and managing customer interactions more effectively. More in this report.
Staff at the Civil Status Registry participated in a comprehensive training session aimed at strengthening customer service practices and streamlining service delivery. The training was conducted at the Public Service Training Room in Union on March 11th and facilitated by Customer Service and Training Consultant Cecilia Fitz. This initiative follows ongoing public concerns regarding bureaucratic challenges and delays in obtaining legal documents. In response, officials sought to equip staff with the necessary skills to handle frustrated or irate customers while upholding the legislative provisions and best practices that govern the department. Deputy Permanent Secretary Kosigan Frederick emphasized the importance of the training, noting that much of the public's frustration stems from misinformation about legal requirements associated with obtaining registration documents. He reaffirmed that the registry is duty-bound to provide exact extracts of records as they are registered and must adhere to the strict protocols to maintain the integrity of official records.
To alleviate some of the frustration and to create a more amicable and pleasant customer experience, we saw it needful to implement and engage the staff in customer service training. So whether we're interacting with clients in person, over the phone, or online, every touch point is an opportunity to make a positive impact. Key principles such as effective communication, active listening, problem solving, and handling difficult situations, all of which contribute to creating outstanding customer experience, will be explored. Further to that, great customer service isn't just about solving problems. It's about building relationships, exceeding expectations, leaving a lasting impression. So by enhancing our customer service approach, we intend to strengthen our team, our brand, and the trust our customers place in us. Ultimately, we will be strengthening our ability to serve our customers with excellence, thereby improving the customer experience.
Meanwhile, training facilitator Cecilia Fitz highlighted that the session encouraged staff to navigate real-world customer interactions from a new perspective. She noted that the exercise aimed to improve sensitivity to customer needs while ensuring clear and effective communication of the department's processes.
What most of the participants have shared to me is the irate customers who come to do business with the service, not understanding that there are processes that must be followed. Some of the recommendations can be things like understanding customer centricity, understanding customer behavior. How can we design experiences for customers that can make the journey, the entire journey from the beginning to the end of meeting the customer needs more seamless?
This training forms a part of a broader knowledge-based plan organized by the Civil Status Registry, designed to minimize negative customer experiences while ensuring compliance with legal standards and improving operational efficiency.
St. Lucia takes a major step towards food crisis preparedness as the Ministry of Agriculture and World Bank lead a workshop to finalize the food security contingency plan in process. Amanda Faye-Clack reports.
Bringing together key policymakers, food security experts, and representatives from international and regional development agencies, this week's workshop marks a pivotal moment in St. Lucia's preparedness for food-related crises. The Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the World Bank, hosted the critical session to review and refine the Food Security Contingency Planning Process, or the FSCPP. The day's activity incorporated a walkthrough of the key components of the preparedness plan, such as pests and disease management in the crop and livestock sectors, malnutrition in children, and feedback on the key adjustments to these indicators made to date.
The FNSCPP, or the Food and Nutrition Security Preparedness Plan, is a national operational plan, like Eva said, and it is a living document which aims to promote greater preparedness to major food and nutrition security crises. It is a proactive strategy designed to enhance readiness, coordination, and early action to prevent, to mitigate, and respond to food and nutrition crises.
St. Lucia, like many small island states, faces challenges that make food security a pressing issue. The FSCPP aims to establish a national framework from which agriculture and food security officials can use to respond swiftly and effectively to disruptions in food availability.
From the World Bank side, we see this plan as a very essential element for building the country's long-term resilience to crisis, and we, of course, fully support the preparation. And I just wanted to also let you know that this plan includes a very regular reporting as well. So on a quarterly basis, it foresees that the government is reporting on certain indicators. It's going to be visible on a dashboard of the World Bank. If a crisis hits and you report very regularly on it, then, at the donor side, the World Bank will be able to monitor, to mobilize different donor institutions, such as, bilateral donors, but also maybe, the WFP or FAO or other institutions, and then coordinate the response, so that there is a better response to crisis.
With feedback from the session, the final plan will incorporate practical recommendations from experts and local stakeholders. Once completed, the Food Security Contingency Planning Process, the FSCPP, will serve as the blueprint for managing nutrition and food security crises should they occur in St. Lucia. Reporting from the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Agriculture, this is Amanda Faye-Clack.
And with that, we conclude this edition of St. Lucia Magazine. Special thanks to all who contributed to this production: the National Television Network, the GIS team, and the communications officers of the various ministries. Thank you for joining us on NTN Channel 122 and the official social media pages of the Government of St. Lucia. I am Nivalo Geist. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, as we look forward to more positive developments in the coming week.